Right.
So, but I get it to be like completely dismissive.
Yeah, back then, being a recruiter like that, how did pay work? Was it like commission based, or how did it work?
Mostly commission. When I started, it was like a base of 35K, and then you get commissions off of whatever it's called, like your spread. So essentially, it was all contract work. So whatever your margin is, of course, like increases your commission. So if you could work out a deal to where you could bill AT&T for $115 an hour, and then you negotiate the contract with them for $100 an hour, and then you get that $15 spread, and then you get like commission off of that every hour work. So it was cool, man. I think if you want to be a recruiter, or back then, if you want to be a recruiter, it was the best way to kind of get your foot in the door. But again, like it was very, it was all literally like cold call. Like that's when it was Monster, Career Builder. You get a rec come through, and literally like you just hit the boards, and anybody that had those keywords, you call them, shoot an email, and like it's really like that's the only way. That was the only way to even operate. Like it wasn't like a silver bullet to it. Like you just had to outwork your own team members, because usually it was like 2 or 3 of y'all working on the same role, and then once you get like 2 or 3 of your best submits put in, the AE or somebody be like, all right, we got enough on that. Y'all switch to this one, and that's what work was.
Yeah. And so you say, so what's the difference with the account executive versus like what you were doing? What are they managing?
So account execs basically kind of responsible for managing the relationship with the client. So usually the account exec are the ones who, depending on how senior their team was, they may have oversight over who was actually being submitted. So like when a recruiter first started, an account exec usually wouldn't give them access to like either the VMS, so I think it's called like the vendor management system. And so the VMS is sort of like the portal between the agencies and the client. And so everybody that's working on those roles are submitting people into the VMS. And so the account exec is usually the one, as a recruiter, I would send my people to the account exec. He'll make sure they solid and then submit them to the VMS. And the ultimate goal of the account exec was to try to get as close as possible to whoever the decision maker was at the client, which was always interesting because the client hires a VMS to put a buffer between them and the agencies, right? It's like, we don't want to hear from all these account execs. We don't want to hear from all these recruiters. You all manage that relationship, and then like just make sure we're getting the best people. Basically, the job of the account exec was to find ways around the VMS and get directly to whoever was like doing the interviews, like whoever the hiring manager was, to be able to say like, hey, like I got these 2 strong candidates. I don't even have to put them in the VMS. Like, let me just send them to you directly. So that was ultimately what the account exec does, is like, how do we fast track this money, basically? Like, we don't want it to be like a heads up competition between all these other agencies. Like, how do we make it to where like we're your preferred person and we can go directly to you?
Okay, it makes sense. 'Cause I think I've talked to a couple of account execs in the past. I'm like, yeah, we worked with this company for like 15 years. We placed over like 60 people with them, and so we get preferential treatment because they know we always send a good applicant. So
that's the name of the game. Like, yeah, if you could do that, and then it was also to like expand the business. So just like with any other type of sales role, like you may be working with 1 to 2 hiring managers, and let's say you're working on 3 to 5 different roles. Like how do you get access to other hiring managers that may be hiring for other positions and try to like expand your footprint at that client? And so it was just all about the dollars. And then it's always, them that usually putting out any sort of fires. Their job was also to make sure recruiters are spending their time on what's going to move the fastest, or what we have the best percentage of actually winning, and make sure like we're not spinning our wheels on stuff. 'Cause that's what a lot of it is, right? Like you can work a couple of days on something, and by the time you find 2 good people, it's like, yeah, they done close that up. Like it's so.
But even worse, you're the recruiters like working with a company and they not even responding to the recruiter like, hey.
Oh, that's to this day. Like that's even in-house recruiting.
Yeah.
Like it's, they can usually do a kickoff meeting. They tell you how important something is. Recruiter, run out, try to find the best people, and then sometimes you might not even hear back, for a week or so.
It's been longer than a week on some of them. I'm just like, bro, at this point, I'll just go apply internally versus with y'all because they not telling y'all nothing and y'all like pretty much wasting time. And well, they not wasting time, but the company is wasting time by not knowing what they want.
Yeah, like it's the thing about recruiting is it's any individual within sort of the process can be the bottleneck, right? Like a recruiter could be slow to move on stuff. The hiring manager might be slow to move on stuff. The candidate might be slow responding or submitting their resume or doing what they need to do or scheduling an interview. You know what I'm saying? So like really a recruiter is trying to sort of manage all that. Like how do we keep all this moving forward in the right direction versus, and I've had to learn that even now as long as I've been recruiting, like you can't just, kind of submit something and hope things work out, hope that the candidate going to do what they need to do, hope that the hiring manager do what they need to do. Like you really have to kind of keep pressing on everybody to try to figure something out. So I can't say like recruiting hasn't gotten any easier, even with all the new technology. Like you still got to reach out to people directly and try to communicate as best as you can to try to get what you need from folks.